Well, good morning, everyone. Apologize for if the sound wasn't sounding very good on the pre-webinar video, but hopefully I am coming through better. Please respond to me and let me know that that everyone is hearing us okay now. Terrific, thank you. I've got a message saying that it's coming through much better. Well, the video, we'll try a different link next week for our pre-webinar video. Good morning. My name is Tim Lankford. I'm the National Sales Director for Gordon Marketing, and I welcome you to our Tuesday, actually every Tuesday at 11 a.m. You can find us right here going through a live webinar. Nothing pre-recorded here. You'll actually hear either from myself or one of my regional sales managers leading and hosting this webinar. This morning is a little bit more unique. I'm incredibly excited as we have rolled out our national lead program. We love our relationship with One Life America. And between the two of us, we've been able to create a lead program that is premier in the nation. I have a gentleman this morning after I'm going to roll out and show you what we do on the mortgage protection side of the business. Let me get rid of that there. And I'm going to show you on the mortgage protection side of the business how we go and do just that. How do we go and show our agents, how do we train our agents how to write mortgage protection policies? So I'll spend about the first 10 minutes or so with you, but what I really want you and what I promoted very, very heavily is that I have online with us Alan Bowles. Alan has been a perennial multi-$100,000 producer with One Life America on the final expense side of the business. And Alan will be able to share from his experience of what he does to be able to go out and write mortgage protection, write final expense from final expense leads. So we haven't talked about this too much, but in the same token that you hear from me talking about a mortgage protection lead, in other words, we send out a form to a recent homeowner, or they've refinanced it, or they've got a second mortgage, and we say, do you want to protect that mortgage? So that's how we've really established the mortgage protection program here at Gordon Marketing. On the final expense, the exact same thing. For folks who are 55 years and older, we will send out a response form or a letter asking for a response back of, hey, do you want to be able to protect yourself, really protect your family so somebody else isn't stuck with footing the bill for your funeral? And Alan will be wonderful to be able to go over that presentation with you. So without any wait, let's jump over here on the mortgage protection side. You see and you will get this exact PowerPoint. Everyone who is registered this morning, going through the names, it looks like we're back in over 40 states again. So I am honored that you've chosen this time to be with us, and always appreciate feedback. Tell me how this was valuable, and greatly appreciate that. The essence of a successful phone call. If you will just absolutely commit to these items that I call the essence of a successful phone call, this is what I have been able to do for the last 6 years, running mortgage protection leads and final expense leads. I've never done it more than 2 days a week. I've never made less than $100,000. So I feel like I've got a fair platform to be able to encourage and coach and mentor you. If you will make those same commitments, you make that same commitment, hey, I will run leads 1 to 2 to 3 days a week. There's no reason at all with our turnkey system that you can't have the same or better results. I expect better because I can coach you through the mistakes that I had. So you see the essence of the successful phone call. If you will take that, and that is simply my entire script, you'll have this. This is how we set our appointments. And I say we because I've got now agents from Hawaii to Texas to Florida to Massachusetts up to Michigan over to Montana. We've got them across the nation using this same script. So if you can be an agent that doesn't try to be creative, if you'll submit to saying, you know what, if your pile of money is bigger than my pile of money, then let me submit to the way that you're doing business. And I will greet you. I will heartily greet you to say, how can I help you? Hi, Tom. My name's Tim Lankford. I'm following up on the letter you sent back to us in reference to your mortgage with XYZ Bank. You may remember it. It protects your family in the event of your death. We pay off your house if you get sick or injured. We make your payments actually, when either one of those events happen. You remember that card? So I'm trying to get their buy-in. But what's real key is that whether you're getting that buy-in or not, you don't want to sound like a telemarketer. And on the opposite end of that same scale, you don't want to sound like their best friend. If you can marry those two together and you're there simply calling them back because they sent in a letter, whether it's final expense, as you'll hear in a few minutes with Alan, or if it's somebody who says, yes, I'm interested in somebody talking to me, because you see, we only call the people who have sent in this response form. It means much more to me than just a lead. If you recall, what I see in that response form is a sale. Just a matter of mindset. But I need 4 to 5 yeses. In the previous screen that talked about the yeses, I want to be able to verify with them. I've got your full name down as, and you're looking on the lead and it says Jonathan D. Smith. And I'll typically shorten that and I'll say, hey, is this John? Hey, John, it's Tim Lankford. So I'm not trying to come off sounding like their best friend, but again, I'm not sounding like, hey, is this Mr. Smith? Dead giveaway that you're a telemarketer, and you're not. This is not a telemarketing script. You're not a telemarketer. All you're doing is simply following up on what they sent back to you. Hey, John, I want to verify. Now, on my form here, it says Jonathan D. Smith on what you did with the closing agent, at XYZ Bank. Do you go by Jonathan? I apologize since I called you by John. So again, not trying to be their best friend, but getting that clarification. If you repeat somebody's name 3 or 4 times appropriately within a short phone conversation, you've already built up an immediate affinity with that person. John, you gave us a number of to call. So I pause a second. I'm not asking, but I kind of end it with a little bit of a raise of my voice at the end of that sentence to hear him say, yep. And I've got down here, you put down here that your date of birth is, so I'm pausing there. Now, John, on this on this letter here, I don't say response form. That sounds stupid. On this letter that you sent back to us, you didn't mark, that you have a co-buyer. However, we still extend coverage out to a significant other. Or are you married, John? I'll put his or her name here. Even if it's a guy, you say his or her to just leave the door open just in case. Do you have a significant other that may be important to you to include on this protection? Get that, because we don't do one-legged appointments. Different presentation. And John, I want to verify home office or the office has written down here that your mortgage amount is. And let me just confirm your address. So you see what I'm doing. I'm getting yeses. So obviously, what I do after I get my yeses is right here, guys. You have everything that it takes to set the appointment. My role for our company, so I've got all that already established, and then I go directly into my role for our company is to personally go over these options with you and Susan and give you a customized quote. I'm only looking for about 10 to 15 minutes together. Instead of I have a on What I simply say is, how does 3 o'clock work for you and Susan tomorrow? Guess what? We've passed over every other objection if you go to that. Now John may say, you know what, tell me again, what's this about? Or, hey, I'm no longer interested. You've got to handle that objection there. But I'll tell you, 75% of the time, they've already forgotten about any objection, and they're focused on what you just asked them. How does 3 o'clock work for you and Susan tomorrow? And if they answer with it works or it doesn't work, everything is all over of any other objection. Now all you're doing is finding the right time. Well, if that doesn't work for you and Susan, what does it look for you later in the day? I'm pretty busy, but I will try to squeeze you in. Is it better for you later in the day? Or go there. If you don't go there, then let's go back. And I will go if I come up with a second. This is real important. If I come up with a second, that doesn't work either. Don't play games. Go immediately to, well, if we look at Thursday, so within 48 hours. So in other words, I'm hearing that tomorrow doesn't work. So then I go to my next statement of, well, on Thursday, what time do you and Susan get home from work? Now I'm zeroing in on that. We get home at 5 o'clock. I'll respond every single time, well, bummer, I can't do 5 o'clock. Tell you what, John, grab a piece of paper and pen. Put me down for between 5:15 and 5:45. I'm not going to go any further with that into my philosophy of how setting that, but set that appointment. If that time doesn't work, is it better the next day or later for us to get together? Because I want to get over to Alan. You see my crucials. You're going to get this PowerPoint, so I'm not going to go any further into that. You see my objections. I've got Alan Bowles on the phone, guys, on this webinar who will handle the objections. You're going to hear live phone calls from a multiple $100,000 per year producer. Alan is as old as dirt as I am. Alan is every bit of 40 years old. Yeah, I saw 40 years several years ago. And yet Alan has had multiple years of over 6 figures in this business on helping people get final expense. That is huge, guys. So we're talking about 3 to 4 days a week of going out and writing final expense with multiple $100,000s of dollars per year in issue paid business. That, in my estimation, my humble opinion, is an expert, and we have him on the phone and on this webinar. And yes, several of you guys are asking, is this being recorded? It absolutely will be, and Lord willing, here within just a few days, we will have this on our website that you can refer back to. But Mr. Allen, do I have you on the phone?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, my brother, I can hear you loud and clear. I am so honored to have you on the phone call with us this morning. You're reaching out now over 40 states of agents who see this time valuable to say, Alan Bowles is the man that I want to listen to. I did my little precursor, but I'm more excited about folks to be able to hear from a final expense professional of what you've been doing. And I've got your slide up. Let me see if I try to make you presenter, because I'd like you to be able to control this. Let's try that. Can you click on your screen to let everyone see your screen so that you can control where you want to go with your PowerPoint? If not, I'll go back and do the PowerPoint. But if you bring up that PowerPoint that I sent you over and just go to your slide, I'd prefer it that way.
Okay.
It's working. If you just bring up the PowerPoint, you'll be able to. So if you go down, yep, right there.
Okay.
And click on that PowerPoint, and we can just move forward to your slide.
Great. Am I there?
You are there. If you go down, do you see in the orange bar all the way down at the bottom, right below my Gordon Marketing? So go over to your right side of your screen. and you see, and now go right there. Yep. Now go over a little further to your left. Go over a little further. Nope, not quite there. Yeah, that's fine. But go over to see where there's a computer screen right below my Gordon Marketing in the far right corner of my. Yep. And now go right below there to your right. And if you click there, that'll enlarge your entire PowerPoint. Perfect. And if you just want to forward to your, you can just hit the cursor. Yep. And just go to your screen. And if you want to go up and maximize in the upper right corner, that will fill everyone's screen. That little square right between the X and the right above the camera. Yep, you were right. Over in the upper right corner to your middle choice between those three choices. Go right above your camera.
That's it.
Yeah, if you go over, just maximize your screen. In the upper right.
My screen is maximized.
Oh, perfect. Then let's run with it. that is perfect. You're right. I've got you. I apologize.
Okay. Let me get to my. There we go. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody can hear good. I'm excited about being here today. Thank you for having me. And Tim has asked me to go through some final expense telephone appointments and how we go about getting our appointments. And give you this PowerPoint right here. See this thing. Let me get back to my screens. Okay. I've gave you a couple of objections, like main ones you're going to get in this market. I don't remember mailing the card, and I just wanted the information. We're going to cover some of the rebuttals and some of the calls. I understand you guys do travel some, so things that you'll need. Can you go to the screen? It just go below. He is going down. I'm down.
Should be the next one. Now, next one.
Right there. Thank you. All right. Things that you should have when you travel. Well, you need a phone extension. You go to Walmart. You can get these for, $3. If you travel like myself and you're in a hotel, which I understand that you guys do travel some, you get in a hotel and the phone is normally right between the beds, and it's not a good place to sit down for an hour, hour and a half to make appointments. So get a phone extension, unplug theirs, plug yours in, and you can move over to a table, to a desktop where you have a good workplace and a comfortable place that you can sit and talk to seniors. So you need a phone jack and you need a phone script, and I've supplied one of those today. Keep you on track and on point, and we're going to get more into the script in a minute. You want to have your rebuttals, and I have 10 of the most popular rebuttals that we've heard for 30 years, and we also have the most popular, the objections, and then we have the most popular rebuttals to those objections. And then an appointment sheet. You want to be sure you keep your appointments. We're looking in this market to set 8 appointments a day. If you get stood up, and believe it or not, in this marketplace, you probably will get stood up somewhere along the way. Somebody meets you at the door. I've changed my mind. My husband said we don't need it. Be on track. Have 8 appointments. If you get to sit down with 6 or 7 of them in the day, and you're a 50% closer, you should make 3 to 4 sales. And that's the numbers, and they work. If you'll work this type system, get in. So you got an appointment sheet. You know who you're going to see, and I'm going to go to that screen in just a second, and we'll elaborate on it. The number of cards you used, your percentage of appointments set for lead cards used, your sales and your commissions that you made. Get in front of a mirror, and Tim gave you some great nuggets there and great points on making appointments. And if there's not a smile on your face, there will not be a smile in your voice. I've had people I've trained through the years be saying all the right words and using the right terminology, and they didn't sound bad, but I put them in front of a mirror and they started making appointments immediately. So get in front of a mirror, be dressed. We dress for success. If somebody needs to see me right now, I can go on those appointments. So don't prejudge them. You can't tell a good lead from a bad lead. I've heard people say these leads are no good. What's a good lead? A lead is a lead, and a lead is an invitation to call them. And then you get in the home and your sales ability takes over. That's the appointment sheet I spoke about. I'm looking to set 8 appointments a day, If I'm traveling, I use Monday for my travel day, and I get to my area, I start calling. I set my appointments for Tuesday. I want to set 8 appointments. If I call through them and I've not got them, I go back through them again. Some people don't start getting in until after 5 in the afternoon. Tuesday afternoon, I want to stop by 7 o'clock, 6:37, get back and make my appointments for Wednesday. We make them one day in advance here. And it's been our experience, if you set them 2 days out, you'll get stood up more. So one day, and so Tuesday for Wednesday, and then Wednesday I'm going to come in, I'm going to set and wrap up my week and set my appointments for Thursday. You've already went through a lot of your cards. You may not have, 6 or 8, 10 cards left. You may want to get as many appointments as you can if you get 4. But hopefully during that time you've got some referrals. You'll supplement that, and anything else. Somebody that missed you want to go back by, Thursday is a good day to do those kind of things. But I set my appointments. There's my schedule for the week, and down at the bottom the number of cards used and the appointment percent. Then the sales percentage I saw. If I saw 15 and I made 8 sales or 7 sales, I'm almost 50% closure. Then the commissions I made, and you know that you're being successful. Here's the phone script that I recommend, and we call them, and we're not trying to qualify them over the phone. My mindset with this, and the general outline in my mind as I call, is you mail the card in, you requested the information, I'm here, I have that information, what's a convenient time I can see you? And in this market, I give them a choice, morning or afternoon. They'll tell you one or the other. If they say afternoon, I'll say 1 or 3, whatever I have available. If it's if they tell me morning, I'll say would 9 or 11 be better? Choice. So I don't ask them, can I come by and see them? I'm not asking for the appointment. I assume the appointment because they have mailed the card in and they're looking for information. And it's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. But there's pauses. You take control of the call. You ask questions, and then you gather information. But you keep control of the call in a nice, polite way. And I might call and say, hello, may I speak to Mary Jones, please? She'll say, this is Mary. I said, well, hello, Miss Mary. My name is Alan Bowles. I'm calling you about an inquiry card that you returned in the mail a couple of weeks ago. You're requesting information about a life plan for seniors to help with final expense, funeral and burial expenses. Do you remember that card? She'll say yes or no. And if she says no, I'm going to go back and read the card. If it's talking about the Social Security death benefit, I'm going to say, well, let me verify the information I have here. And that's what I'm wanting to do anyway. So just use that and go right on. I have your date of birth, January the 1st of 1940. She said, yes, that's right. So she knows I actually have something with her name and her birthday. And I have your address here at 111 Main Street in Anytown, USA. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Well, wonderful. Well, the company has me in the area this week, and I have your appointments. And excuse me, I shouldn't say this week. I should say tomorrow because I'm setting for tomorrow. And I want to keep that urgency. I'm not wanting to give them an opportunity to put me Wednesday or Thursday down the road. The company has me in the area tomorrow, and I'm calling to see about a convenient time. I could get this information by to you. Would morning or afternoon be better? She'll give you one of them, and you say if it's morning, say 9 or 11. She says 9. I said, well, wonderful. Well, I'll be there at 9 o'clock. So let me ask you a couple of questions, Miss Mary, and I'll know what I'm looking for when I get there. Do you live in a home, a mobile home, or an apartment? She'll tell you. What kind of automobile will be there? Car. She'll tell you. And especially if you're working in the evening hours and it's starting to get darker early, you know what you're looking for when you get on that street. And even in the daytime, it helps. So you know whether you're looking for a single house dwelling or an apartment or a mobile home and the type vehicle that'll be there. And then I will tell them, well, I want you to write my name down, and I'll give them my name. My name's Alan, A-L-A-N, last name Bowles, B-O-L-E-S. And I'm going to give you a confirmation code, Miss Jones. She'll say, okay. I say, if you'll write this down, if you'll ask me for this code when I get to your door, I'll give it back to you, and you can be assured of who you're letting into your home. There's different numbers you can use. You can use your birthday. My birthday happens to be March 19th, so a lot of times I'll use 0319. That's a number that's personal to me, and it's a number I'll never forget. So if she says, what's my confirmation code? I'll say 0319. She'll say, come on in. And it's that easy. So it's not a hard thing. You just keep control and ask questions, and they'll answer the questions. Then you set the convenient time, and then we're going to take over and let our salesmanship handle it when we're in our home. I'm not wanting to qualify them for health because we have guaranteed issues that they qualify for. Not so worried about their ability to pay with a checking account because Social Security and now it requires that most people have a checking account. So that's not an issue nowadays. But if you get in the home, and it's all about activity in this market, you get in the home, you never know who else is in there that will need insurance. I had a situation in Memphis 2 weeks ago when last time I was in a field. Got in a home to see one lady has actually a drive-by. We consider a drive-by anything that does not have a phone number on it, and I'll use yellowpages.com, and if I can't get her phone number, I'm going to go and knock on that door. So I've got a street address and no phone number. So the only way I can see that person is to go by and physically knock on the door. And I wrote her daughter, and I wrote all the children that was in the home. I took probably 7 applications in that house. So you never know once you get in what the activity you'll get into and the things you can uncover while you're there. So that's my mindset in making appointments. And Tim has asked me to call a few leads. He's gotten some leads this morning, and I will call them, and I'm going to have them on speaker. And hopefully you're going to be able to hear both ends of the conversation, and we'll talk about these after we get through. My first one I'm going to call is Francis Williams. So let me dial her real quick. Can you guys hear that ringing?
Yes, we sure can.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, may I speak to Francis Williams, please?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Miss Williams, this is Alan Bowles. How you doing today?
Fine.
Good, glad to hear that. I'm calling you today about an inquiry card that you returned in the mail a couple of weeks ago.
What kind of card?
An inquiry card. You were requesting information about a life plan for seniors to help with final expense, funeral and burial expenses. You remember that?
That's about a year ago I did that one.
Really? Most of these are fresher. Now, this one was telling you in connection with the Walmart gift certificate. You remember that? And you had checked a box indicating you were interested in looking at a program like $20,000.
It said it's at that program where it said up to $20,000.
Yes, ma'am.
For seniors.
That's right. Yes, ma'am. And I wanted to verify the information you had gave me here for accuracy and make sure I've got it right. I got your date of birth, October the 6th of 1956.
Yeah.
And your address at 3723 Cologne Court in Indianapolis. That's right. Okay. Well, wonderful. We got the information right. But that's something you trying to sell me insurance. Well, it is a program that you qualify for, a cash program, and it pays up to $20,000 to help with all of your end-of-life expenses. That's right. And you were looking for a program like that. Is that right?
I already started a program with Crown Hill where I'm paying on my my funeral and all that now.
Okay. Is that like a pre-arranged funeral?
I'm paying on a pre-arranged funeral.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. And you know the deal with that though is you have what you've paid in, and Lord forbid, say you've paid a year, and we'll just pick a figure, $50 a month. You got $600 invested, and death occurs. You know, the family still got to come up.
No, they already said if I started, it's already be paid for.
Okay. Well, wonderful.
That's their program. I don't know about nobody else's.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
They already told me that.
But we
started into it, and I died. My family's not ever automatically paid for.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's a good thing. But you know, ours is a cash plan. And, you know, cash, you can go to different places. And I don't know, say that funeral home went out of business or was destroyed by fire, a tornado, whatever. This being cash, you can use this at any location you'd want. And also it can be used to help take care of any expense like hospital bills, doctor bills, any obligations?
A lady had talked to me once before about that, and I didn't like that program.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't know if she is with our companies. Now, we deal with top-rated, excellent-rated carriers, and we have some of the most cost-effective plans on the market. And here's what I wanted to do. Even though you have a prearranged, that's a great thing, but there's always additional expenses.
I'm not willing to pay for no additional money for no kind of program.
Okay.
That's what I'm not into that, because I want my program on one. I'm a senior and I'm not working. I'm retired and I'm on a budget, so that's what I'm gonna just do that.
Okay. Well, mighty good. Well, I've enjoyed talking with you, and you take care. Is there any other family members in the home that might need coverage?
Yeah, I live by myself.
Do you? Okay. All right. Well, that's good. And you know, the thing that's great, you've got that prearranged, and if you're happy with it, we certainly want to honor that. But you know, if something happens, Lord forbid, there's going to be additional expenses at the time of death that the family will have to deal with.
Like what?
Well, you may have family members that live out of town, and they'll have to fly in. There's costs there. They'll have to get hotel rooms.
Well, if they don't make it, they just don't make it. That's on them.
I can understand that. But
I already wrote my obituary, so that's already prearranged.
I'm
done here. I've done everything.
That's super. You sound like a detailed lady that takes care of things. But you know, even if you took, you don't have to take 20,000. You take 5 or 10,000. It would leave cash to whoever you name as beneficiary. That if there was additional expenses, like the power bill will be due the first of the month.
I have them as my beneficiary for my job, and my job is $56,000. So
well,
I
good.
have 2 children, so it's $28,000 apiece for each one of them.
Well, good. Well, sounds like you've taken care of things well.
Yes, I have.
Thank you for talking with me, and God bless you. And if we can help you in the future, let me know.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye. There you go. You're not going to get them all. Tim, you hear me?
I hear you. I love how you handle it. And what I train my agents to do, even if they sent it in yesterday, is 4 times. I think you went to 5 times. And the average agent will quit after 2. They think they've done everything they needed to do. And after 2, hey, I'm not interested. So I absolutely loved it, Alan.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep exploring different ways and different needs. She's taking care of her funeral expense, and she's happy with that. And tried to give her other expenses that would be involved at the time of death. And not many of my clients are going to have $56,000 there for life insurance, so you're not going to get them all. But I will dial another one. Calling Miss Patricia Forrest. Her got a spouse named Eddie, and they're on Woodside Drive. You familiar with that?
I don't. That doesn't sound familiar.
Oh goodness, I don't have a phone number here. She gave me an area code and quit writing.
Yeah.
So that will be a good drive-by for somebody. I'll send you that card.
Perfect.
Hold on just a second. Calling Carolyn King on Colonial Avenue.
Your call cannot be confirmed.
You take charge of the call, ask questions. Now, myself, when I speak to a senior, a lady, I'm going to soften my voice and try to be kinder as not to intimidate them. So that's my mindset.
Hello?
Hello, may I speak to Carolyn King, please?
You're speaking with her.
Hey, Miss King, this is Alan Bowles. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good, glad to hear that. I'm calling you about an inquiry card that you returned in the mail a couple of weeks ago. You were requesting information about a life plan for seniors to help with final expense, funeral and burial expenses. You remember that?
No, I don't.
Okay, let me refresh your memory. It had different amounts across the top, and you checked a box of 10,000, and you gave me your date of birth here as September the 19th of 1960. Is that right?
Me.
Okay, so that makes you, is that 55?
Yes.
Okay, and I have your address here at 6010, that's 6010 Colonial Avenue in Indianapolis?
Yes, that's me.
Good, good. Well, I have the information that you had requested, And I'm calling to see about a convenient time tomorrow. We could get this information by to you in the morning or afternoon.
Tomorrow's not a good day. I have a meeting that I have to attend tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
And
What time's your meeting?
my meeting is at 4:30 in the afternoon, and I don't get off. I actually get off at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
But I have 2 jobs, so this meeting is for my second job.
Yeah. Well, wow, you're working 2 jobs.
Why?
Yeah, I say you do.
I'm trying to get some stuff in place.
Oh, that's great. What time do you get in the evening after your meeting? Are you normally home around 6 or 7 in that time?
No, this meeting is from 4:30 to 8:30 tomorrow night.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, I appreciate that. We will be in the area on Wednesday, and what time Wednesday would be convenient? You work in the morning, is that right?
Mhm.
Okay, and you normally get in after 4 in the afternoon?
Yes.
Okay, how about Wednesday after 4, say 5 o'clock Wednesday afternoon?
I don't live at 16 Colonial anymore. I live at 2602 Cold Springs Road. Is there somewhere I can meet you?
We could if you'd like, or either we can come to your home there. It's your choice.
I would try to meet you somewhere.
Okay. You tell me, is there a McDonald's or something like that in your area?
There's a Starbucks on 56 in Michigan Road.
Okay. Starbucks at 56th
Yes.
and Michigan Road, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Starbucks, 56th and Michigan Road. What time? Say 5 o'clock, is that right?
Yeah, well, 5 o'clock would be good.
Okay.
Tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
No, tomorrow's Tuesday.
Oh, no, today is Tuesday, ain't it?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm a day behind. You're exactly right. This is Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. That's right.
Right, my meeting is tomorrow.
Okay. So we need to see you on Thursday at 5 o'clock. Is that right?
Right.
Thank you. You just woke me up. I hadn't had enough coffee yet.
I was like, wait a minute, I know.
I've lost a day. Yeah, 5 o'clock Thursday at Starbucks.
Okay.
What kind of vehicle will you be driving?
I will be in a white Buick van.
A white Buick van.
Yes.
Okay, white. I'm making notes as we go. White Buick van. Okay. And we'll be sitting there in a booth over on the side and be looking for that white van, and we will see you at 5 o'clock on Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Carolyn.
Thank you.
You take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, Tim, how was that?
I like it. I like it. Only thing that I usually encourage my agents is to my no-show rate really goes up if I'm not in the home. So I'll give them a couple shots of saying, hey, we're just going to be right around the corner. And usually for me, it's a little bit more comfortable in the home. But if that makes you uncomfortable, so I'll try to still push them for the home. But absolutely, that sounds great, Alan.
I agree with that. That's a good point. But in this case, I got the real distinct feeling she didn't want anybody in the home.
Fair enough.
So that's why I took the Starbucks. But I've wrote them, and if they'll meet you there like that, and normally I'm going to give her my name and the type vehicle I'm driving, and I didn't know exactly who was going to be driving these.
Sure.
Who's going to be running these appointments or what he was going to be driving.
I'll make sure the agent's looking for that white van.
Yeah, that's right. White van, a white Buick van. So, and that's a good example right there. If you'll ask questions, they will answer them. People will do what you tell them to do if you ask in a nice, polite way. So, asked her what type of vehicle you're driving. She gave it to us. So, Starbucks, you know where 56th and Michigan Road is?
Oh yes, for sure. It's easy place to find.
You're familiar with the Starbucks there.
I'm afraid too familiar. My wife would tell you.
Okay, well, good, super. Well, there's a 5 o'clock Thursday afternoon. I can't believe I lost a day's time. I wouldn't. Uh, how many of these appointments you want to get today?
You know, we're good if you want to go for another 10 or 15 minutes. If you have the luxury of your time, I would greatly appreciate it. Next time I'm in Meridian, I owe you lunch.
Okay. Well, how about a steak instead of lunch?
You know, let's do that.
I'm teasing you. I'm gonna dial another one here. We're dialing Carmen, Washington. You don't have any idea who's gonna run these, do you?
I will probably run them with my new agent.
Okay.
You can go ahead and live in my name if you want to.
Okay. What kind of vehicle are you driving when you're in the field? Hello, may I speak to Carmen, Washington, please?
Yes, speaking.
Hey, Miss Washington, this is Alan Bowles. How are you doing today?
All right.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm calling you today in reference to an inquiry card that you returned in the mail a few weeks ago. You were requesting information about a life plan for seniors to help with final expense, funeral and burial expenses. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember you.
Okay. Well, I wanted to verify the information you had gave me and make sure we had it accurate. I got your address at 3255 North Illinois Street, Unit 209.
Yes.
Okay. So that's an apartment, right?
Yes.
Okay. And have your date of birth here, October the 13th of 61.
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, all that's good. Now, the company, we have a representative going to be in the area tomorrow, Tim Lankford, and calling to see about a convenient time he could get this information by to you either in the morning or the afternoon.
Let me see, what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Oh, I'll be here.
Okay.
But we have a building. So it's a thing over to his right on the wall outside the front door, and he punches the tic-tac-toe till he sees something that looks like it says Washington. And then he put in 209, it'll ring my home phone, and then I can let him in, punch him in.
Okay, so he'll just use the keypad there and pull up Washington, and it'll ring your phone.
Pull up Washington and push 209.
209, okay.
My apartment number, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We sure will. Well, let me ask you this: would morning or afternoon be better for you?
Afternoon. What time? Like what?
Your choice, 1 or 3.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on Wednesday. That works great. We have a slot open for that, and you'll enjoy meeting Tim. He's a nice man, and he'll have all that information for you and show you the programs that you qualify for.
All right, then. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, and he'll see you at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That's the way a lot of them go right there.
You're on the roll. Don't stop.
That should be a sale right there.
Should be, huh?
It should be. So there's 2, one for Wednesday and one for Thursday, and we'll make another one here.
Now you're working towards that steak.
Yeah, and it went smoother when I had a name to give her, and they know you're coming. Of course, you heard her say, and I wrote it on top of the card. Get up to her building, use the tic-tac-toe thing and the keypad, and put in Washington, and put in 209, and rings her house, and she'll let you in the door. And she already knows your name, so that's good stuff.
Perfect.
All right. What kind of vehicle do you normally work out of when you're in the field?
Just my red 4-door Ford.
A red Ford. Good. They'll kind of know if they live in a single unit dwelling, we'll know what kind of vehicle's coming up. Let me call a young lady named Pam Wright. She's got to be a good woman. I married her Wright 42 years ago.
Now you're just in your 40s, remember, Alan?
Oh, that's right. Well, we met when we were young.
Your son is in there with you.
No, I'm actually by myself right now. There was someone.
Oh, Jeff stepped out.
He stepped out, yes.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? Hello, Miss Wright? Huh. Somebody picked up the phone and hung up. I'm going to give them I'm going to give them another opportunity. And when they do that to me, I'm going to be as nice as I can be and tell them I called and you couldn't hear me talking. They're going to say, no, I hung up. And I'm going to say, you did? And I'll act real surprised.
Good.
Try to kill them with kindness.
Absolutely.
She may have been sleeping. I don't know if she works nights.
Hello.
Hello, may I speak to Pamela Wright, please?
Who's calling?
Alan Bowles. How you doing today?
Fine, this is her.
Good. I'm calling you today about an inquiry card that you returned in the mail a few weeks ago, requesting information about a life plan for seniors to help with final expense. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I did. It's
Yes.
been a while, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I want to verify the information you had supplied me here, make sure we got it accurate. I have your address at 5520 Olds Drive North. Is that right, in Indianapolis?
Yes.
Okay. And, of course, I have your date of birth, March the 4th of 65.
Yes.
Good, okay. Well, we have a representative going to be in the area tomorrow, and I was just calling to see about a convenient time he could get this information by to you, either in the morning or the afternoon.
They're going to call something, or?
No, ma'am. He will come by your home and talk with you about 10 or 15 minutes and show you the benefits that you qualify for and ask you a few questions and show you the programs. And it doesn't take a long time. We have a young man from Indianapolis there, Mr. Tim Lankford, and he's going to be in your area. Just check and see whether morning or afternoon would be better.
What time in the afternoon?
Pretty much whatever's going to fit you. Let's say tomorrow, anytime between 2 and 4.
Okay, all right. 3:30 would be fine.
3:30 hits us great. He's got a 1 o'clock, so that'll give him a little time.
Okay.
3:30 tomorrow, and let's say this was just for yourself. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, mighty good. If you want to write his name down, his name is Tim Lankford.
Tim Lankford. Okay.
Yes. And do you live in a home or apartment or a mobile home?
A home.
A home. Okay. So you're in a single dwelling. He'll be driving a red Ford. So when he pulls up in the driveway, you'll know who it is.
Okay.
And we'll have him there at 3:30 tomorrow. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Is that okay?
More than okay. This is doing exactly what I wanted people to hear. I love the fact that it's not been 5 for 5. I love the fact that we've had some no's so that people will know it's real. And this is 100% real, guys. We're not doing any smoke and mirrors here. This is good stuff, guys. You want to try maybe one more, and then if you have time, and then we'll call it a very, very successful morning.
Okay, that sounds good for me. We're going to call Miss Hoskins on Edgemont Avenue. You familiar with that?
I am, actually.
Okay. You know the town pretty well, don't you?
Been here for more than, goodness, now for going on 30 some years, so I better.
Yeah. The one time I worked in Indianapolis, I really liked the town.
Thank you for calling Crest Electric.
Yes, may I speak to Vertine Hopkins, please?
I don't have anyone by that name. Are you wanting Crescent Electric Supply?
No, ma'am. I was calling individual. I thought it was calling a dwelling, a home unit. Let me see if I dial the number right. 317-624-3684.
That's actually our backdoor number at Crescent Electric.
Your back door number.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Y'all have back door and front door numbers.
Well, we have a regular number, and then that's like a backdoor after hours number.
I see. Do you think there's maybe an employee there that has a relative? This is actually in regard to a senior program to help with final expense. Do you have a Hoskins, Hoskins, that works there?
No, I do not.
Okay. Sometimes a child will respond and want this information for a parent.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't have anybody by that name.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I'm sorry to bother you. Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go. That's definitely the number, 317-624-3684. I would turn that into a drive-by because her date of birth is November the 26th of 1940. So let's say 60. I have to round it off to the year 2000 and go. So 60 and 15. She's 75 years old. So I would do a drive-by and go see Miss Hoskins.
And I'd even do a white pages on that address and see if you can come up with a different phone number. And for everyone who's on the phone call, that is a credit. When you get an incorrect phone number, or if they're over 86 years old and you've been charged for that lead, that is a credit.
I use initials, and I'm going to write, well, I'll just write drive-by. I normally just, for my convenience, put DB, and I know that means drive-by. And for everybody that's listening on the call, what we do, there's programs like Streets and Trips. I don't know if that's available now. They may have terminated that a short time back. But there's programs and computer programs that once you get all your appointments, you put them in there, and they will sort them for you, and you'll go from appointment to appointment to appointment. And these cards that doesn't have a phone number, or in this case, a wrong phone, I'll put them in as a drive-by. And if I get stood up or miss a call, or if I have a little time, I'm going to look and see where my nearest drive-by is at. And I go directly to that call. And you're not sitting in a driveway looking through 100 leads or 50 leads trying to see where you could go next. It's about being organized and using our time. Time is money, and using the phone this way keeps you in front of somebody, and that's what this market is about. It's not a hard sell in the home, and if you get 8 qualified appointments, you should have a successful day. All right, I'm gonna write her down as a drive-by.
Perfect.
Or check the phone number. Do I need to fax these to you or email them to you, Tim? Scan them in and email them?
If you would, please.
I will. Sure will. I'm making myself notes, and we'll call another one. Let's see. Darlene Hughley. Looks like a good one. She's on Michigan Road. You're going to be over in that area.
I sure will be.
Let's see. You're going to the Starbucks. That's Wednesday. Michigan Road and 56. She's on 52nd and Michigan Road, so you're going to be right there by it.
How about that?
The main thing here.
You are calling cannot accept calls at this time. We're sorry for any inconvenience this may cause.
Okay. Cannot accept calls. And so that would be a what?
That would be a wrong number, or a disconnected number that I'm going to try later.
Okay, and I'll write on here as how would I code this card. If I'm working that area tomorrow, what would I put? I'd put drive-by.
You put drive-by. You should put drive-by on that one.
And when I have a spare minute, I'm going to this card. She's born in 54, so 46 and 15. She's 59, isn't she? All right. Let's find us another one.
Maybe one more connect, and this has been extremely valuable. I'm getting back comments saying that this is incredible.
Yeah, it's the phone is your best friend. I like to let my fingers do the walking, and you want to practice your phone skills and get as smooth with it. And if you get good and you get enough appointments, you will be successful. All right, let's call this gentleman.
Hello.
Hello, may I speak to John Eck, please?
Speaking.
Hey, Mr. Eck, this is Alan Bowles. How are you doing this morning?
Pretty good.
Good, glad to hear that. I'm calling you in reference to an inquiry card that you returned in the mail a few weeks ago. You were requesting information about a life plan for seniors to take care of final expense, funeral and burial expenses. Do you remember that?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Verified the information here. Gave you date of birth August the 21st of 1938.
Yeah.
And got your address here at 1935 West 59th Street in Indianapolis?
35, yeah.
Yes, 1935. Yes, sir. Well, good. Well, we have that information you had requested. Was calling to see about a convenient time tomorrow that we could get it by to you either in the morning or afternoon.
What is this, an insurance plan?
It is a cash program, yes, sir, that pays directly to whoever you name as beneficiary. And the death can be assigned to a funeral home if that's what you want to use it for.
No, I can't afford any more insurance.
Okay. Well, we have the most cost-effective programs in the market today. We deal with top-rated carriers, excellent rated carriers, and they have some of the best rates you'll find at your age. And what we're doing, I have a representative going to be there, and he could just stop by and show you the programs you qualify for.
It's
And
not going to do any good because I can't afford any more. I'm insurance poor now.
well,
Almost all my income goes to insurance.
I understand that. Will sound like you take care of things.
All right.
You had checked a box of $2,000. Do you remember?
2000 what?
$2,000. This was also in connection with a free Walmart gift certificate.
Yeah.
And if that jogs your memory, and you can get from $2,000 to $35,000. And I'll be honest with you, we have a representative that's well versed and very professional in this market, Mr. Tim Lankford. And you know, you piqued my ears when you said you're insurance poor. You got a lot of insurance, and maybe if you consider putting them with one carrier, he may could save you some money, but there's no obligation. He'll show you the cost of the program and the benefits, and see if you can put something in your budget.
No, I'm not going to screw with my other insurance.
Yes, sir. Well, are you looking to add some additional coverage?
Not, I thought it was some kind of government plan, you know, benefits.
Yeah, no, the government, besides the $255 that Social Security provides, does not provide a death benefit.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Obama will give you a free telephone, but they don't give you any life coverage.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm not looking for a handout, but, you know, I thought maybe there was some new benefits.
well, there is.
Social Security doesn't cover very much right now.
No, sir, it doesn't. It sure doesn't.
I'm living on $900 a month.
Yes, sir. I understand that. How are you set for your end of cost, your funeral and burial expense?
What's that?
Your funeral and burial expenses?
I don't think there's going to be any funeral.
Okay. Are you looking for cremation or earth burial?
Probably.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the unique thing about this. It's cash. If you can get cremation for $3,000 or $4,000, we could do that. And
I can get it right up the street for $1,200.
$1,200. That's great. Well, that may be why you indicated you were interested in maybe $2,000.
Yeah.
And 2000 at your age, you were born in 38. Let's say 62 and 15. That's 77, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't sound 77.
Well, I feel 77.
I know the feeling there. You sound like a young man on the phone.
Well.
But $2,000 at 77, if your health is still you know, in good condition, would be a very affordable premium, and that cremation would be taken care of and paid for.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't take Mr. Tim but just a few minutes to show you the programs and the benefits that you qualify for.
Well, it won't do any good because I'm not buying any more insurance.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. If your situation changes, feel free to give us a call.
Yeah, they keep sending all kinds of crap through the mail, you know, it looks like government stuff. And, you know, with all the new insurance benefits and stuff, you know, I thought maybe some of the Medicare stuff would change. But it didn't.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember this card, but it had coverage amounts. You knew this was life insurance, 2,000, 5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, you take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love your persistency, Mr. Allen, and that's what I wanted more than anything else, to be able to come through this webinar, this call, and it's there. You have done everything that I was hoping for, and uh, folks on this call, you should be encouraged when you're making these calls. You're spending, whether it's going to be $50 a week or $400 a week, even if you're spending $400, which any average agent is going to quadruple that in 1 week, minimum, quadruple that. If you're spending $400, if you just follow the script that you've heard from Alan, if you just follow the system, when you go get connected with the clients that you're sitting with, folks, this is, in my opinion, a no-brainer. If you are looking for that $116,000 in 2016, there is no better way than what you can get from what you just heard Alan Bowles do right there, and running with 4 or 5 appointments. If you can go 7 or 8 appointments in a day, you will blow this thing up. Just 4 or 5 appointments a day in 3 or 4 days. By far, no means a 40-hour week, but you have just created for yourself a 6-figure income. You've got all it takes, guys, that you've heard right there from Mr. Bowles. You're going to have this PowerPoint later today, first thing in the morning. I will make sure to get it out to you, and you will get everything you need every Tuesday at 11 a.m. in a training webinar. Every Friday, just like this Friday, I've got a gal who has been over 6 figures for multiple years, running mortgage protection leads for 2 to 3 days a week. And come in and listen to her on Friday at 11 a.m. Alan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate the opportunity to do it. Be glad to do it anytime you need me.
Oh my goodness, this is absolutely great, and getting those comments back for that. Many blessings.
I believe you can write $3,000 off of these appointments.
On any average, and I'm not quite to the average agent yet, so I should be able to get somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000. But any average agent shouldn't they?
Oh yeah, it's not a hard sell in the house. Matter of fact, I walked through the door closing, assuming the sale. You know, they're gonna buy from somebody, so why not me? And you sell yourself and your personality, and the products will take care of themselves. You have as good a portfolio of products as they are in the marketplace.
You know,
and see, we spent 20 minutes on the phone, and we've got 3 solid appointments and a couple of drive-bys. So if you spend an hour there, hour and a half, you can set a full day of appointments. And like Tim said, tomorrow you should write at least half of them or more.
Absolutely. If you would allow me, maybe in a couple weeks in the future, 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to roll out my in-home presentation. I would love to dovetail that with you in the final expense, to show folks that, hey, if it turns into a final expense sale, or you're running final expense leads, you can do that by following this presentation. And I would love to have our agents hear that from you.
Yeah, I'd love to do it. Be glad to.
Thank you again, Mr. Allen.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
And even in your mortgage protection, somebody that's their age or health does not qualify for that. Do you use the final expense as a payment protection plan?
Absolutely. How I roll that out is, sometimes, guys, it's not mortgage pay off everything protection. Sometimes it's just mortgage payment protection. So I get the monthly amount, and just helped an 86-year-old and an 84-year-old. Helped it on the gentleman who's 86 years old. We can go over to one of our carriers who will write final expense on somebody that before they've turned 91, and on that one we can write. He had their mortgage payment was $800 a month, so I wrote up a $5,000 quote unquote final expense. He didn't see it as final expense. He saw it as 6 months of house payments for his wife. And oh yeah, that's crucially important, not only for mortgage payment protection, but also for income replacement. You know, hey, let's find a way. So you're going to lose your Social Security, you're going to collect on your husband's or you're going to collect on your wife's, but one of your Social Securities are going to give up on whoever's less. Let's find a way to replace at least the next 6 months or the next year of that income. So it's income replacement. It's not final expense. It's not whole life. It's income replacement. We don't talk about that too much because I've really been keen more on the mortgage payment. But heaven's sake, if you're sitting down with somebody on a final expense lead and you're not talking about income replacement, when the spouse dies, you are missing sales.
That's right.
All right, my friend. Well, everybody, you've stayed. My goodness, we've had just about everybody stay this entire time. This is being recorded, so here within the next several days, hopefully here yet this week, you'll be able to access our website at www.gordonmarketing.com. Go to the Life tab. Hover your cursor over there and choose Mortgage Protection Selling System. And from there, you'll see our recent podcasts and our videos. Guys, as I do every conference call, every webinar, I tell you 3 things. If you take care of these 3 things, you will be tremendously blessed. I always say if you'll be an agent who's making it happen, you can make it happen for your income. You'll blow up your income. Number 2, you will make it happen for your family. You'll be able to bless your family with trips of a lifetime. You'll be able to get out of debt. You'll be able to become a hero for your family. Number 3, if you take care of number 3, the first 2 are always taken care of. If you would be an agent who's making it happen for that family in the field, that family that you're sitting down with from this mortgage or final expense lead, you make it happen for that family, the first 2 are always taken care of. I wish you Godspeed. Thank you for connecting onto this call. God bless you.